Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. My name's Stephanie and today I'm going to be showing you Nailpollies' new barbecue collection and do a review of their new cuticle oils. The cuticles you may have seen if you follow me over on Instagram because I shared them when they first launched at the beginning of the month, kind of alongside their 1-year anniversary sale. But the barbecue collection is their newest collection that is launching today. So as always, I will save more of my thoughts for the end. For now, let's just get into the swatches. The first shade we have is Suns Out, Buns Out, and this is described as a sparkly nude. The cap for this one is a little hot dog with some cute little squiggles of mustard and ketchup. So freaking adorable. The formula on this I would describe as a very full coverage kind of crelly, where as you can see it is a little bit sheer and streaky on the first coat. So even with shorter nails, I don't think you'd be able to get away with this in one coat, but it definitely does build up really nicely in just two. I think it evens out a lot and is definitely very passable to wear on 2 coats alone, but it's still a little bit sheer so you can still see some visible nail line. I actually only stopped my swatch of this one on 2 coats because I would just wear it this way, but I could see some people wanting a third, though I don't think it'll be 100% full coverage. Either way, it's a gorgeous nude for summer. The next shade we have is Anything is Popsicle, and this one is described as an icy blue shimmer, and the cap for this one is an iconic rocket pop, which are so quintessential for summertime. Admittedly, I don't think I've ever even had one before, which I know is crazy, but I definitely do associate this popsicle with backyard barbecues, so I totally get it. As I already mentioned with the formula, it's described as an icy blue shimmer, and I feel like this one has a little bit of a metallic feel. It's not quite as opaque or streaky as metallics usually are. As you saw, this one is a little bit sheer on the first coat alone, but it definitely is very full and even coverage. So it built up really nicely in 2 coats, and you definitely get that icy blue color coming through. You could still see a little hint of nail line after the second coat, but I really don't think you would need a third for this. Next we have You Make My Heart Melt, and this is described as a fiery red shimmer, and the cap for this one is a little snow cone. So I am much more of a fan of snow cones in the summer over popsicles. They're just what I grew up eating, and so they're super nostalgic to me, but let me know what team you're on. And the formula for this one was absolutely gorgeous. As you can see on the first coat alone, it was incredibly full coverage, super smooth and easy to apply, and it was already nearly opaque. I think this is one of those shades that you could wear on 1 coat if you want a little bit of that squishy look, or you can just build this up in a second coat just to fully cover your nail line. I love the dainty shimmer in this one, and I'm also a big fan, surprisingly, of the base color. I'm normally not the biggest fan of orange leaning reds, but I think this one is so beautiful. And rounding out the collection, we have Before My Berry Eyes, which is described as a blurple crelly that has a red and white shimmer, and the cap is a little strawberry, banana, and blueberry stack to represent fruit salads. So this one ended up being my favorite from the collection, which was kind of surprising considering it's the darkest shade of the collection, but I just love the blurple base color so much. It might not look super nice here on the first coat because again, it is a little thin and streaky, but it does build up so beautifully on the second coat alone. I think because it's a little bit of a darker shade, you don't really need more than 2 coats, but it could also depend on your nail length and application and preference, of course. So even though this is my favorite from the collection, I do want to point out that it was stated that it had a red and white shimmer, but I do not see red at all. This just picks up as like a white silvery shimmer. I'm not too mad about it though. And lastly, here's a look at the new cuticle oils. There are 2 scents. We have honey almond on the left that has the almond cap, and then peach on the right with the little peach cap. They basically come in the same kind of packaging as other Nailpollies polishes. So they have the brushes with really soft bristles, and you really only need a small amount. As you just saw, I did like the smallest little dot of oil, and it was perfect to cover my whole nail and the skin around it. So you obviously want to repeat that for all of your nails, making sure sure that you massage it in. You can use cuticle oil on your bare nails or with polish on. The more that you use it, the better your nails are going to look. And this oil is definitely nice and lightweight too. It's not super heavy and greasy feeling. If your nails are long like mine, you can also apply some to the undersides, which I think really helps when your nails are thin like mine. And yeah, overall, I really like these oils. I think the scents are also so yummy. The honey almond is a little bit more almond forward. I don't really smell the honey, honestly, and the peach I love. Now moving on to comparisons, we're starting with Suns Out, Buns Out, and I wanted to show this next to ILNP's Bare from the very recent Cabana collection that I think is actually launching today too. They're both basically these very light neutrals with a little bit of sparkle, but as you can see, they are not dupes. I'm wearing 2 coats of each, and Bare is a lot more sheer. It's a little bit warmer, not as white based as Suns Out, Buns Out, and the sparkle is a lot more dainty too. Then for Anything is Popsicle, this actually immediately reminded me of Cirque's Blue Velvet from the Atelier collection last year. That one is a magnetic, but if you were to apply it just straight out of the bottle, it kind of gives that same shimmery, almost metallic looking effect. The main difference is that Cirque's is a little bit deeper, more blue versus being more of that steely, icy color. Like I almost want to say Anything is Popsicle is a lot more gray leaning, and the other main difference is that Cirque is more opaque. Next for You Make My Heart Melt, I wanted to quickly show this next to Holo Taco's Hot Take, which is the red orangey shade from last year's Fire and Ice bundle, but that one's a little too dark and maybe too red. So I thought Holo Taco's Jam Session from the recent Rock Candy collection would be a little bit closer, at least in terms of that red orangey base color. There's obvious differences in the flaky shimmer components, where Holo Taco is the crushed silver holographic effect with this pinky fuchsia shimmer, and even though there is a little bit of a pink shimmer going on in the Nailpollies shade, it's not as strong and there's more of a golden flake. I do think the base in Nailpollies is a little bit brighter too. And lastly, for Before My Berry Eyes, I wanted to show this next to Holo Taco's Blue Rizzler from the same Rock Candy collection. Again, it has a totally different finish, but I thought the base colors were going to be a little bit similar. They at least sort of look similar in the bottles, but on the nail, as you can see, they are definitely not dupes. Before My Berry Eyes is more of a true blurple shade. It's a little bit deeper with more purple to it, while Blue Rizzler is like a dark cornflower blue, so definitely not dupes. So that wraps up my swatches and comparisons for Nailpollies' new barbecue collection and the 2 cuticle oils. As always, I would love to know what your thoughts are on these releases. Let me know if you already picked up the cuticle oils when they first launched because they were on sale. I guess sharing my thoughts on the cuticle oils first. If you didn't see my stories, I kind of shared like some first impressions because I had only just gotten them like a few days before the sale. So at that point I hadn't done a full like testing of the oil, but just sharing first impressions. I was really impressed, but now that I have used them for a little while longer, I still feel the same, where I am just generally impressed with this oil. I think it's really, really nice. I would almost put it on par with Mooncat's oil, though that one is a little bit different with its formula. But now that I have used them for a little while longer, I do still really like the oils. I don't normally love when oils are on the more lightweight side because I feel like they just kind of evaporate as opposed to absorb. My nails, like I probably have mentioned in my nail care routine videos, are on the thinner side. They're prone to peeling, not so much breaking, but kind of like tearing. So I personally think that a thicker kind of oil or a mixture of oil blends is what helps my nails the best. I know a lot of people just swear by using 100% pure jojoba oil, which, you know, if you use that and it works for you, that's great. I understand it's like the cheapest option. I'm not claiming that these are like miracle oils, but I feel like they are really good products, especially for the price as well. And then as far as the barbecue collection goes, it's definitely cute, just a little different than what I was expecting. When I first saw the name, you know, being teased of a barbecue collection, I was expecting a hamburger cap. So I was a little sad that it wasn't there. I don't remember though if Nailpollies had already done a hamburger cap in like a previous collection from last year. I feel like I would have wanted to see that alongside the hot dog, just because with the 4 of these, 3 of them are more like dessert focused and there's only one real like barbecue shade. I just kind of wish that it was like 2 and 2, you know what I mean? I'm also still on the fence on how I feel about the hot dog shade because I want to like it, but I feel like it's still one of those neutrals that might be a mannequin hand shade. I mean, it's not like an exact match, right? Like it looks lighter than my skin tone, even though I am very pale. Obviously, I love the delicate sparkle in it, but I still can't tell if the base color itself is like flattering or uncanny. But the rest of the collection obviously is still super cute, and I definitely think the berry one is still my favorite from the 4, even though it is such a darker blue than I normally go for this time of year. I just really like that one, but depending on whatever you like, I will have Nailpollies website linked down below. And as a reminder, I am an affiliate with Nailpollies, so if you shop through my link or use my code, you are directly supporting me and my channel, which I would greatly appreciate. As always, a big thank you for all of your support. I hope you liked the video, and make sure to leave me any and all thoughts that you have down below so we can chat about it. But thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.